Another week's gone by, and you know what that means. This is the update for July 13th, 2014.
Update required.
Let's start off with the big news of the week that I know every single one of you is super excited for. You will now be able to dress up your Pokemon in the upcoming Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Pokemon games. Scans of the Japanese magazine CoroCoro showed up on Pokemon News website Subri, showing off pictures of the series' favorite Pikachu dressed up in multiple kinds of costumes, such as Hard Rocker Pikachu, Luchador Pikachu, and Hello Kitty Pikachu. It's currently thought that these will be part of the Pokemon contests, which were a feature in the original releases of Ruby and Sapphire, although they weren't continued throughout the rest of the series. If you don't know what the contests are, they're basically a dog or cat show, except for Pokemon instead of dogs and cats. It'll be interesting to see just what all the costumes will be, and if they'll only be part of the contests or something that can be used within the game just in general. Now you can play virtual dress-up with the electric mice and fire lizards. Awesome. The word scam is being thrown around in relation to Minecraft as the New York-based Minorama has been postponed. The self-titled unofficial Minecraft convention had been gaining some support from big-name YouTubers and was set to happen the weekend of July 12th, this weekend. The guys behind it, however, have postponed the convention with no word on when it will actually happen. According to tweets set out by executive producer Lou Gasto, the postponement is due to a folding through of finances, and even after redesigning the show to be as bare bones as they could, it would still have cost them $750,000. This in itself isn't necessarily such a horrible thing. The problems arose with the fact that the convention goers weren't told until this week, Monday, that Minorama was going to be postponed, while Minorama themselves tweeted out that they had known about the postponement for at least 3 weeks. Minorama also has failed to offer any kind of refunds to anyone who had bought tickets. They do state, though, that the tickets will be honored whenever or wherever the convention eventually does take place. But it's kind of annoying, considering the tickets cost upwards of $150 a pop. That added on to hotel costs, flight costs for people who are out of town, all that lovely nonsense means a lot of people have wasted a lot of money. To try to quell the calls of scam, though, Minorama released this statement via Twitter saying, "Please note, we are not a scam. It is with deep regret that I have to inform you that Minorama has been postponed. Stay tuned for updates." To top all of that off, YouTuber Bebop Vox of Yogscast released a video where he did his own in-depth research into the convention and came up with some very scary results. He also went over the fact that this is the 4th Minecraft-related convention to do something like this within the past 6 months, getting it considered a scam. You can, of course, check out his video on it by clicking on the annotation right over here on your screen, or by following the link in the description below. Keep in mind, though, that Minecraft is a singular game that has its own convention put on by Mojang, the developers of the game. So how this is able to be the 4th Minecraft convention that was supposed to happen this year, I don't really understand. But anyway, on to some good news, as the Girl Scouts have now started a course about programming. The course was held this week by the Girl Scout Leadership Institute in New York, as part of a push to encourage girls to pursue STEM jobs, or jobs dealing with science, technology, engineering, and math. There's been much talk over the past few years about women being discouraged from seeking jobs in these kind of careers, which definitely does include the games industry. Fields that require knowledge based on STEM areas are traditionally occupied by men, and in addition to the training these workshops provide, girls will be building the confidence they need to pursue the jobs they want, said Barbara Murphy Warrington, CEO of Girl Scouts Greater New York. Websites like Gamasutra also point out that it was only last year that the Girl Scouts had been working in tandem with the Women in Games International to create a patch centered around video game development and design, to match one that was currently being made for the Boy Scouts. It's good to see that groups like the Girl Scouts are taking the right steps forward, and hopefully in a few years, events like this won't actually be news, because they'll just be commonplace. Speaking of news, though, there's some news now that Microsoft just might be working on a redesign for the Xbox One. According to an article by DualShockers, Microsoft has been looking to hire an industrial designer as well as a senior software development engineer. While the job listings have since been removed because they've either been filled or were just removed in general, it seems that things are definitely in the works for the Xbox, even though the Xbox One was only released a few months back, and has slowly but surely been receiving a price drop from the original $500. This can mean a couple different things, such as Microsoft already being on the lookout for its next console release, or the fact that it could be leading up to some kind of cheap version of the system, similar to the previous Xbox 360 Slim versions. You also saw things like the PS2 Slim, PS3 Slim, so it wouldn't be all that surprising to see an Xbox One Slim come out sometime soon. Even though technology always looks to the future and things seem to be planned years and years in advance to them ever actually coming out to being anything, it still feels kind of weird to think that Microsoft would already be putting serious work and attention into a Xbox 2 or 4? Maybe? I don't know what you would call it at this point in time. The one really throws me off. Lastly, though, we head back to more news of closings as Neversoft has shut its doors. Known for its Tony Hawk and Guitar Hero games, Neversoft has skated into our nostalgia-driven hearts over and over again. According to Activision, though, Neversoft isn't really gone, as it reported that they were merging its team with what's left of the Call of Duty machine that was Infinity Ward and just dropping the Neversoft name. Having released its first game, Skeleton Warriors, on 94, Neversoft went on to work with Tony Hawk in 95 to create his long line of games, such as Pro Skater and Underground, before eventually taking over Harmonix's Guitar Hero series with its third installment all the way to the end of Guitar Hero in 2010. Neversoft had already been working with Infinity Ward among a couple other developers on Call of Duty Ghosts. Neversoft themselves had been the team behind the extinct game mode, so it's not all that surprising to see both Neversoft and Infinity Ward merging together. On Thursday, July 10th, Tony Hawk himself made a post on Instagram as he joined the Neversoft team in burning an effigy of the company's logo, thanking them for all of their hard work over the years. Photos were also released of the employees receiving extremely large knives brandished with the Neversoft title on their last day of work, which is definitely a very strange gift to get from your boss. And now, 5 memorable knives in video games. Number 5, Dowd's knife from Dishonored. I mean, they don't call him the Knife of Donwall for nothing. Number 4, Metal Gear Solid 3 Survival Knife, useful for removing bullets from those hard-to-reach areas. Number 3, TF2 Spy Butterfly Knife, good for the old backstab. Number 2, Assassin's Creed Knife Gauntlet, for all your assassination needs. And the number 1 memorable knife in gaming is the Wolfenstein 3D knife, complete with sound effect. This week's featured channel is Ouya. The official YouTube channel of Ouya is a great place to see trailers and videos about new games being released on the platform, as well as information on the console's updates. Well, that's all the news I got for you guys today, so if you like this video, feel free to give that like button a good old punch, or leave a comment below letting me know what you think about any of the things I talked about here today. I've also got other videos I do constantly on my channel, so you can check those out if you are interested, as you've just been updated.
Update complete.